I love Silence of the Lambs. And I watched it again recently. And it reminded me of the first time that I watched it because it was 91 when it came out. And my friend Dan and we were going to Florida State, living in Tallahassee, and it was winter. And we skipped class and we went to go see it. And because it was winter, granted it's Florida, but it still gets cold in Tallahassee, so we were probably wearing our trench coats. And we smuggled wine coolers in, like you do. And if you don't know Silence of the Lambs, the antagonist is Buffalo Bill. And there's a great scene in there. Well, about Buffalo Bill, he kidnaps overweight women, and he puts them down in what looks like an empty well, and he makes them rub lotion on their skin, in that very amazing line, that iconic line. And he starves them to loosen up their skin so he can skin them and wear it. He turns them into outfits. So there's a point in the movie where you really discover the depravity, because he is making himself up to look like a woman. But it's not just that. He's putting on makeup very carefully, the eyeshadow and the lipstick, and he's got these great piercings and tattoo. And this is this is 91, so it's still a little transgressive to have all the tattoos and the piercings and so on. But he very narcissistically looks into the camera and just says, in a mirror in his case, and just says, "I'd fuck me." And we loved it, just loved it. And when he pulls away, you can see that he's wearing a wig that is actually made from the scalp of a woman. You can see the jagged lines, right? And then he tucks his penis between his legs, and he raises his arms and just poses. And Dan and I thought he was the coolest person we had ever seen. Not because he was murdering women, right? But it was all the physical markings on his body that identified him as a murderous queer person. And we liked that because it was what a lot of people in the Deep South thought about us. That we were evil and pedophiles and so on. But we didn't have the markings. So we decided after the movie that we were going to go get something pierced. And we did. We went to this place called No Regrets. Yeah. And, we walked in and we looked like just a couple kids who wanted to make a fashion statement. So this woman walks in. She's got this black tank top on, this flowy skirt, and we tell her we want our ears pierced. And she looked kind of bored, but she said, "Sit over there." And then she just went, "Where?" And we both motioned to our ears. And she took out her piercing gun and just pow! She went $5, and that was all there was to it. And we were ecstatic because we were now marked. But when we went outside, we pictured, like a big gay pride parade, welcome. And yeah, there was nothing. It was just dark outside in Tallahassee. And we kind of felt deflated, I guess, a little bit after that. So we just, what do we do now? What's next? And Dan reached over, he said, "Let's twist each other's piercings like she told us to do." And he just grabbed mine. And it ended up in a scuffle, involving inside of my little Dodge Colt, headlocks, and things like that. And I think, and I love that story and that memory because I've just decided that, since I got I don't have it anymore, but I can still feel it. So that part is still there. And even though I can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery any longer, the piercing, and then I got a couple tattoos and that, I decided that regardless, I'm still, and regardless of what all the people in the Deep South thought in the early 90s, that I would still probably find a way into heaven, regardless. And I even think Buffalo Bill is there, just in a different area. And but I think it would be kind of cool to go visit him. So, thank you.